platform is called Leadership Excellency for Women by Women. Leadership Excellency for Women by Women. My beautiful sister, my beautiful mother who's watching me right now. A couple of months ago, God has laid it in my heart during one of my videos to prophesy over the life of every woman, every girl throughout the world, that starting in 2020, moving forward, God is going to start to use women, we women, in a mighty way. In a mighty way. And in order for him to use us, because you see, our God is a God of excellency. Nothing is a surprise to him. He's a God of order. He's a God of excellence. He's a God of knowledge. He's a God of wisdom. And that's why he gave us beautiful brain for us to think out of the box, to anticipate, to be proactive and anticipate future need. And that is why my goal and my prayer is that through the Holy Spirit, every time that this new program will come, will be presented to you, that you will be blessed, number one. And number two, you will learn new things that will build up your leadership skill. That is really the main goal of this platform, of this new program. Because of my professional obligation, yes, I'm a woman of God, but I'm a professional woman. I'm a full-time mother. And of course, I have to juggle all those obligations. So because of that, I will have this program once a month. I will either come alone to have a great time with you, or I might invite a woman. That could be in a business arena. That could be a successful student, women student, or a professional woman. And we will have a webinar to share ideas, tips, and what it takes to develop and become a leader excellent that is able also to build up other leaders, women. So, like I said, I am the type who love to help other women to succeed. And by the grace of God, throughout the many sessions that we will have together, I will be able to share some of the testimonies, some of the great experience that I had helping other women, and also other women helping me to become the successful woman that I am today in a professional setting. And again, like I said, when I said leadership excellency for women by women, I am encapsulating women from all walk of life. A woman that is working in business and is thriving in her business. A younger lady who's thriving in her study, or a woman who's breaking limitation and barrier in her profession. So we don't want to leave anyone behind. Even a woman who is a stay-at-home mom, because you see, many times people think that women who are staying at home are not really productive and contributing to the society. But I don't believe in that, because I know that keeping a house upkeep, clean, the children, taking care of the husband, the cooking and all of that is a full-time job. So you are also part of it. You are also part of this new program called Leadership Excellency for Women by Women. Today, I am going to be with you alone today. But again, right now I'm compiling a list of possible women that will be able to come and participate into this great time that we're going to have together, building each other's up, lifting each other's spirit, and then protecting, being our sister's keeper. That is also one thing about leadership excellency for women by women. And again, today I would like to talk about a powerful key for effective leadership, especially for us women, which is networking. A powerful key for effective leadership, networking. In today's session, I will share secret and power of successful networking. Do's and don'ts, because in everything in life, there are do's and don'ts, there are rules, and you got to know the rule if you want to succeed. And I will also share testimony of some of my track record, professional track record, and how I got to where I am today. And by the way, yes, in the ministry setting, I'm Prophetess Mercy Jenebu-Boire, but on a professional setting, I currently work for UTA, which is the University of Texas Arlington, here in Dallas, Texas. I've been with the organization now for almost 5 years, and I currently have two positions. I'm currently the chairwoman for the new presidential initiative for diversity, equity, and inclusion. I serve in that capacity, and also on the other capacity for my department, I serve as a coordinator 3 for a special program for the department, and also working on the HR, human resource side of it, the operation, the policies and regulation side of the HR and of the department. So I could say that I've been blessed by God for having such a rich professional work. My background is in management, in operation, project management, human resources, a little bit of finance, and a little bit of accounting, policies, and all of that. So I pray God that I would be able to just share some nuggets on how I was able to get to where I am today. And again, today's title of our first session is Networking, a powerful key for effective leadership. Let's see first of all, what is networking? There are different types of networking, but today, for the sake of the intent of this program, I am going to focus on the networking as action or process of interacting with others to exchange information and develop professional or social contacts. Again, I will mostly focus on networking as the action or process of interacting with others to exchange information and develop professional or social contacts. And of course, in doing that, there are skills to network, to bargain, and to negotiate. And some people naturally have those skills. It's like an inner skill that they have, but others, but if you don't have it, that is not a problem. You can still develop that skill. Okay? So, let's quickly go into do's of networking. Here, I really want to focus today's side of the networking on the women living abroad and also living in the United States. I've experienced both sides. I had a chance to live and work in over 28 countries altogether. So I've been exposed to many different culture, many ways of working, of thinking, of doing things. And the number one thing that I came to understand when you're doing networking, I will go actually today on my particular side of it, on networking in a professional way, for instance. When you go to a networking event, you got to be prepared. If it's a professional setting, you cannot go to that kind of networking, which could be an happy hour event. It could be even a regular party, but because you are a professional, you want to be able to always present yourself in a professional manner. I believe many of us know they say that the way you present yourself, you dress yourself is very important for first impression. We all agree on that. So if you are a professional, for instance, a woman looking to expand your business, a young graduate looking to get into the professional field, a specific professional field, or you are a student also looking to get acquainted with your field of study, and you get invited to, or you get to go to one of those events, you need to make sure that you are presenting yourself in a professional manner. Even a woman who is in a business setting, same thing. In going to a business meeting or event, always make sure that first of all your outer appearance looks and is professional. Not only your outer appearance, but the way you carry yourself throughout the event. Because trust me, people are watching and observing you. The way you carry yourself, you may not think of it, but it can work against or for you later on. You just never know. So number one, the way that you dress to go to those events is very important. Make sure that you are always nicely, professionally dressed. You don't have to go buy new stuff. No. Even whatever you have, make sure it's clean, and then you are just professionally kept and nicely kept. And it's gonna look really weird for me to say that. Some of them will think that, but make sure that even if you don't smell exclusive perfume, make sure that at least you smell clean. This is going to look weird, but it's very important. Some people have the unfortunate tendency to have body odors, and you truly don't want to go to this kind of event while you are having a smelly odor. You are carrying a smelly odor. It could be body odor, or even your mouth odor. So make sure that before going to those events, if you need to quickly stop by the house to just take a nice shower, and then make sure that the smell of your mouth is clean, if I should say that. And number three, once you get there, like I said, how you carry yourself is very important. Getting into people's conversation without being invited is actually that's a not a don't list. I'm still in the do's list here. So let me go back to the do's list. And again, when you get to this event, be polite, be professional, and of course, if it's a professional setting, always carry a business card with you. Because you see, a leader is always prepared for great things. And great things don't happen by mistake. It happened for those who got prepared for it. Okay, so even if you don't have a professionally done business card, because like a student, it may be hard for you to have that. But even that, today with technology, yeah, I can't remember again the name of that company, but in the US, I know for the US because I've been in the US for over 20 years. But I'm sure in other country, other continent, they may have those services too. I will make sure to find it and then provide that to you. Where I believe it's Vista Print. So when I was a student, through Vista Print, I will pay only $10. So I will design the business card myself, even though I was a student, but at least I made sure to work with my student advisor and then pinpoint my major or my main skills and my main skills and what I could offer into couple of bullet points that I added on the business card, and I had my name and my phone number. So even if you are a student or a businesswoman, you don't have like an office per se, you can still have a nicely professional business card done. Let me tell you, beloveds, if you aspire to be a leader, you got to invest in yourself, especially and again, this is really for women, but men are more than welcome to watch and to participate. And also once in a while, I will be also inviting other men on this platform. Okay, but really I am targeting the women here, building women for women by women through leadership excellency. Okay, so like I said, if you want to become an effective and an excellent leader, you got to invest in yourself. We women, we know how we can spend a couple of dollars into hairdo, makeup, and all of that. Why can't we invest that in our own development? So be willing to put a couple of dollars or euro of or CFA or whatever currency of the country where you are living in, to be willing to put some part of your budget on the side for your personal professional development or even business development. Okay, so always have a business card with you. And also there is a way to present those business cards to whoever you have in front of you. You just don't come and then start just distributing business card. No, you have to be able to carry a conversation, and then throughout the conversation introduce who you are, what you do, and then see throughout the conversation if there is any affinity between you and whoever you are talking to. And then politely just ask them, I would love to keep to stay in touch with you. Would you do you have a business card so that we can stay in touch? And then that's the time for you, if a person said yes, of course, for you to wait to collect the business card if they are willing to provide that to you. If not, well, you could also ask, well, I have my contact information. Would it be okay if I just give it to you, and then whenever you have time, I would love for you to give me a call or just to send me a test, shoot me a test, and then I'll be more than happy to have a coffee with you or to meet with you. So that takes us to the second point of do. Of course, you have to be willing and able to always follow up, because it's great to collect all those new contact information, but what point is it to you if you're not able to follow up later on? So you collect all those information, and then you go home, take some time to really jot down some note on how the discussion went and what prompted you to want to share your contact information with that person, and then what you see that could be a possible or potential source of follow-up with them. And then within, I would say, between 2 weeks and a month, make sure that you follow up. You could follow up with technology now. Everybody has at least a phone who allowed you to send a text message. So you could just send, a short note on a text message. hi, Mr. or Mrs. This is you present your name, and you just remind them of where you've met, and then you are following up, and you would love to maybe meet with them for a coffee or just a drink, and see what they will say. Sometimes people travel, they may be busy. So if you don't hear from them, I wouldn't advise right away to follow up. You could maybe wait for a week, and then follow up again with another text if possible. And if it's an email also, maybe a week or two. Just take the previous email that you sent and then just attach it and then follow up again. Luckily, you will hear back from them. If not, you may want to wait maybe another 2-3 weeks, and then at that time, if you have their phone number, just give them a call. If they pick up, fine, you move to the next level. If they don't, maybe it wasn't meant to be. Maybe the person is just a bad time for the person. The person may be out of town, may have have some tight deadline, and just put it on the side for now. And then 6 months later, do another follow-up and see if there is a nice outcome that and the person respond to you. Then you take it to the next level, which is now the do's, because you are the one who initiated the request to meet with them. Come prepare. Again, like I said, as a leader, you have to be willing to invest. So when, for instance, you propose to meet for a coffee or for a drink, and I wouldn't go for a meal right away. Usually a coffee or a drink is the usual thing to do. It may end up with sharing a meal, and that is fine, but from what I've seen and I've done, it's usually a coffee or a drink. So when you're getting there, because you are the one who initiated the meeting, be prepared to pay for the bill. I know, my beautiful ladies, you may be shocked to hear that, but be prepared. What I meant is, if it's for a coffee, you just, put some money, take some money with you. And if you are really on budget, you could limit it yourself to just maybe a water. And then, if you only know the place where you are going, you could even call them in advance and ask them or go to the website and see what's the price range of the drink. That will allow you to prepare yourself and have enough money to take with you for that meeting. And of course, at a meeting, be very polite again. Again, remember the tips that I just shared earlier on, the do's on body appearance, body odors, mouth smell, all of that. And make sure that you are presentable. When you get there also, be mindful of the time. If when requesting the meeting, you said 15-30 minutes of the time, and that's really the usual time that you request. Now it will be up to the person who's meeting with you, who accepted to meet with you, to network with you, to feel comfortable, staying longer. But you have to be mindful. When you said 30 minutes of the time, make sure that discreetly from time to time you look at the watch, and then you can just go straight to the point. During that second meeting, you come prepared again. If, let's say, during the first meeting that you had with that person, you felt like, oh, this could be a great business opportunity that you could maybe explore with a person, come up with ideas already, and then follow up ideas and remind them of the discussion that you had with them and how you feel like, it could be a potential for something great to maybe nurture the, and see how it goes. So if during the meeting the person that you are not working with is for the idea, or maybe if they're for the idea, great, then you guys can take it to the next level. That will be another time that I can talk about how you can take it to the next level. But if a person feel like, well, right now I'm not quite interested, be respectful of the answer. Don't push it. Maybe you could just say something like, well, then would it be okay? When do you think like maybe you can take a second look at what I'm, proposing? If they said 6 months or a year, then you can just ask if it's okay during when that time frame come closer for you to follow up, and then you do so. In the meantime, if let's say if a person said in a year, don't just vanish. Don't just vanish. What you could do is maybe during the holiday time, for instance, let's say, okay, you met with this person in May, and then or July, and then Christmas time come. You could just jot, send if you have the business address, why not send just a Happy New Year and Happy Holiday or Merry Christmas card to them, or you could email them with happy wishes to them, and that way you maintain the contact. Because you see, if you don't, people meet with so many other people, and by you not just maintaining the contact, you could get your name and even your face of the conversation or the potential from that person to remember you could become very minimal. So you want to really make sure that you are always keeping the contact. Again, not bombarding the person every 2 days or every week or every month, but every other month, every 2-3 months, just shoot an email or send a text to say hello. That's it. So this is today my tips for do's of networking. Now I see that I will share a couple of don'ts of networking. When you go to a networking event, you just don't come in and then start jumping into people's conversation. The best thing to do will be maybe to approach a group and then just be quiet for a while. And most of the time, most people, after some time of you standing or sitting next to them, they will acknowledge your presence. And then they could give you the opportunity at that time to introduce yourself. And then it could be a way for you to carry the conversation with them. So there is a lot of diplomacy that need to be used here when you're doing networking. Okay? So, and of course, some of the do's that I said, of course, you just invert it to get the don't on those things. Now, there is also some secret things that you have to know before you start networking. You got to set your own boundary. And here I am, again, because I'm talking to my fellow ladies, women, and younger ladies. The reason why I say you got to set your own boundaries is because as women, we find it much more difficult to have the same kind of opportunity as men. We have to work harder. We have to prove ourselves harder. We have to just always be performing. That is at the gender level. Now, even between ourselves, women, some women are not really naturally inclined to help other women. Let's just face it. So that's also a second obstacle that we have to most of the time also work around or see a way to just limit the obstacle or even remove it. So because of that, we have to set our own boundaries before even starting any kind of networking. I will break it down a little bit. Because of timing, I can't go really into all the detail today. But as a woman, before you even start networking, you got to sit down with yourself and assess your value. How far are you willing to go? How far are you willing to go? Number two, do you have moral value? If you have moral value, what will be the boundary that somebody cannot cross, especially male, men cannot cross? It is very important to know that ahead of time, because number one, that will help you in how you will go to those networking events, how you will present yourself, how you will dress. That will be another time of discussion. How we women we dress, and the kind of message we send to the world and we send to men based on how we dress. Because whether you like it or not, my beautiful sister, my beautiful, precious, excellent leader, women, what you put on you, how you sit down, how you talk, how you present yourself, determine how people, especially men, will treat you. That will be another time of discussion. Okay? So ahead of time, know what you will accept and you will not accept. This is now taking me to my own testimony quickly. I will share some of the obstacles that I had when I finished my master program here in the United States in 2006. It was in international development and international business. And I remember when I graduated, because of the field of my field of study, I had wanted to work for the World Bank. So I started going to networking events, to the World Bank headquarters in Washington, D.C., networking events. Not only that, I also spoke to my student advisor at George Mason. That's the great university that I attended for my master program. And I told her of my desire to work for the World Bank. And I asked her, again, that was networking. I asked her if she knew anyone that I could talk to at the World Bank. And sure enough, she told me, oh yeah, she knew a couple of people. So she provided me the email address. And I went ahead and emailed them. So I believe it was two separate men, professional men working at the World Bank. So I emailed the two of them separately, introduced myself, told them how I got their contact information, and that I would love to maybe have a 30 minutes of their time to to take a coffee, and then just get some tips on what is it like to work for the World Bank, and so they accepted to meet with me. I went to the first meeting. One of them actually was at the World Bank that I went to the meeting, and that was a safe setting. Then from that meeting, it sounds very great. The meeting sounds very great. And he goes like, well, he could introduce me to other colleagues at the World Bank and see, how I could even get a job. So I was kind of like excited. Okay. Then he's like, I will follow up with you. A week, 2 weeks went by. I didn't hear from him. So I emailed him and he was like, oh yeah, I'm working on it. I've been busy, but I'm working on it. I will get back to you. Another 2 weeks, so I emailed him again. He's like, okay, yeah, sure. Let's meet let's meet and then to have a discussion. And yeah, so we met. This time it was he invited me to for lunch. We went in for 30 minutes. The guy did not talk about any of the things that we talked in the past. I asked him I follow up about, the suggestion that he made, that he will introduce me to some of his colleagues for work at the World Bank. And the guy could not give me a clear feedback. And I recall at that time, because I had just graduated, so I didn't have a car. And it was actually a late It wasn't a lunch, actually. Let me take it back. It was actually dinner. But again, I was a fresh graduate, and I just wanted to make sure that, I was mindful of his time. So after the dinner, he's like, well, I can take you to the train station. So I enter his car, and the whole conversation changed right there. It wasn't about anymore working for the World Bank, but the type of like, oh, you are a beautiful lady, do you have a boyfriend, and blah, 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 blah. Meanwhile, I had heard that, especially for women, in order to get into those international organizations, sometimes you have to sleep with those men. So that was right there a red flag for me. So I made sure I wasn't going to lie to him that I had a boyfriend. I said I don't, but right now I'm not looking to get into a relationship. I'm really looking to invest all my energy and my time into my career development, in my professional development. So I really didn't like the way that the conversation was going on, but I remained quiet and polite. And thank God he got to the train station. I thank him for the time. And I remember, even though I was a graduate student, I mean, a young graduate, I didn't have a job yet, but a professional job, but I had my side job that I was doing when I was a student. I made sure while going to that dinner with him to bring money to pay for my own bill. So when the bill came, of course, I took my bag and took my wallet out, and I asked him how much is the bill, my portion of the bill. He was quite surprised. And he was like, no, I'm going to pay it. I said, well, I'd be more than happy to pay, because in my mind, this was still a business dinner. So at least the fact that, I came prepared to pay for myself protected me, because in case, you just never know what could happen. And I don't want to end up at a police station for not paying my portion of the bill at a restaurant. Okay, so I left, got to the train station, and I have to say, from that moment, I was like, I think your dream to work for the World Bank, you can say goodbye to it, because I could see where this was going. So I deliberately decided to not reach out to him to follow up for a while. I waited for almost like a month, then I follow up. Then he goes like, oh, yeah, I've been busy, I really didn't have time, but I will get back to you. It was the same yada, yada, yada for another 2 weeks. Then when I heard back from him, it was like, oh, what do you do this Saturday? I would like to take you to clubbing. That's when I was like, okay, you know what? Forget about it. This is where I'm telling you, my beautiful, excellent leader, women leader, you got to know in advance what are your boundaries and what you will not allow anyone to cross while you are networking. I hope that you are blessed with this first session, and I hope to see you next month with another session, this time hopefully with a beautiful sister that I will not say her name because I am yet to finalize everything with her, but hopefully her schedule will allow for us to have this session with her, and she will share some nugget, some tips on who she is today, how she got to become who she is today. I have great respect for her. I haven't met her personally yet. We became friends through Facebook, and she's a great inspiration to me. So hopefully I will be able to have her with us next month. In the meantime, go and become the excellent leader, women leader that you are. May you walk into your destiny. May God remember you. May He put on your path men and women that will, just with open hearts, good heart, want to help you to get your destiny. They will invest time, money, skills, knowledge, ability, relationship, connection, networking with you for His glory.